Alright, if you haven't already, go check out my other videos in this playlist. We are going to be building off on top of that today. Today we're going to work on tying the registration form to Django. The last video we tied the login form to Django as well, and so we're just going to do some copy and pasting, a slight modification, get that register form in there. And then in the next video, we will work on setting up confirmation emails. So when a user first signs up, they're sent a confirmation email, and they have to fill out the confirmation email in order to be an active user. That's going to be in the next video. If you enjoy this video, if you like it, if you're getting anything out of this, please like and subscribe. Help me out here a little bit. And over the next few months, I'll be putting out the rest of these videos for this playlist, as well as starting a couple other playlists. I have a ReactNative app that's going to be launching around Thanksgiving time, and so when that launches, I'll be putting code out and a video tutorial on that app that I actually release. And so follow along, subscribe, check out my other videos, and let's get this rolling. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm simply going to get the ReactNative and Django servers going. Let's see, get this into frame and scale that down a bit. Okay, and okay. Oh, let's see. I see. CD first. Let's see. What is it? First Django. And there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to open up Postman. So we went through this in the video, I think it was 2 videos ago, where we set up the user accounts in Django. But we have this post request right here. It's already set up, so we just need to capture the email, first name, last name, and a password from the user. And then we will send this to Django. URL is already set up. So really, we just need to go into our ReactNative app. Minimize some of that. I'm going to duplicate the login screen, and I'm going to label this the register screen. And then obviously change login to register everywhere. Scroll to the bottom. Oops. And then finally in the navigator, we are going to add that screen as well. Register. And then we're going to duplicate login down here. We're going to go register. Okay, then we're going to save those. And let's take a look at the app. Okay. So we have this login button. Let's duplicate that and create a register button. Let's see, that is on the landing page. So we're just going to copy and paste. Again, I'm not working too much on the styling here. I'm simply getting the functionality to exist, and then later on we can clean up the styling of it. So you can see we have 2 buttons. I am, because I already have it set up, going to add a margin. We're going to use, in a previous video, we implemented a margins style sheet, and in that style sheet we added a top 10% style. So I'm going to do that here, margins dot top 10%. I want to save that. There we go. Okay, it just spaces out a little bit. Again, not super pretty, but you can see the different buttons. Click on the register. It says login, but it is our register screen. So in here, we can change login to register. Oops. And there you go. So this is our register screen. So, like I said, we need the email, first name, last name, and password. So we're going to duplicate that a couple of times. We're going to get first name, set first name, and last name. Oops, set last name. Okay, and then let's see, we've got our email. So I want to go ahead and put these before the email. 1, 2. little extra spaces in there. So it's going to be first name, last name, and then set first name, set last name, and then the value is going to be first name and last name, lowercase. And then content type, let's see here, just a second. I can't recall the name exactly that they use, so let me take a look. Okay, it's just simply, no, let's see. Let's see if I can pull up the sheet for it. It's going to be alright, if you go into the documentation for the text input, and I believe it's down below, let's see, we are going to look for the text input or text content type. And these are all the options we get. So we have name, but do we have like first name, last name, or let's see, country name, credit card. Okay, we do not. So we're just going to set name for both of them then. And we will just call that good. So we're going to set that as name. Set that as name. And save that. We should see those. Okay, those popped up. And because we have so many, I'm going to take off the top 10% margin. Bump it up a little bit. And same with all these. Bump that up. Bump that up. Bump that up. And that one. Okay, everything's a little bit closer. Actually, I'm going to leave that bottom one because that's a button and it needs it. Okay, so we have first name, last name, and then, okay, we got to replace the placeholder over here. First name, last name. Save that. Okay, there we go. And then change the button text to register. And then now we got to modify our URL and post request. So we'll look at our postman. So it's going to be the create user, and then we have username, email, first name, last name, and password. Now, one thing to note is we are required to send in username, but we're not going to ask the user what they want to use for that. We're actually just going to set the email to the username. So what this is going to look like is it's going to be username is set to email, and email is set to email. Okay. And I'm going to modify this really quick to create user. And then I'm going to have first name, last name. This is going to be first name and last name. And sometimes what I will do is uppercase the first letter automatically. I think for this video we're going to not worry about that. Maybe in another video I'll go through some of the finite details, such as because sometimes the user might input their name with just all lowercase or all uppercase, and we want to set it to where the first letter is uppercase, the rest of them are lower. We can set that up later on. For now I'm not going to worry about it. But we have username is email, email is email, first name is first name, last name is last name, and password is password. Now we have an error here, an error state variable that we can use. And so what I actually want to do is, if there's an error, I'm simply going to say user already exists. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video when we built this login form, eventually we will make this a little bit more complex in that we will separate errors. So some errors may be a server error, some errors may be user already exists, or if it's missing data, that's sort of thing. For this video, we are not going to focus on that at the moment. We're simply going to just say if there's an error, we're just going to say user already exists and make an assumption on behalf of the user. So let's go ahead and try this out. Tim, let's see, vulner, and I believe the password I used last time is tim@poyadev.com, and I should already have an account in here, so we should see an error. It's kind of what I'm counting on. Put my password in there, and then register. Okay, user already exists, and if you notice down here, creating a user is a bad request, 400. So now let's try another email address, and let's do my timvulner@gmail.com. We'll give that a try. And register. Okay, so that was a bad request as well. Now, I believe that one should have worked, but let's take a look at our database. So let's see, SQL DB browser for SQLite, and then we're going to open up our database, and we're just going to see if I already have a user there. Let's see. Let's browse the table. Okay, I only have a tim@poyadev.com email, so it looks like there's probably some missing data here. Let's check our Postman, just make sure we've got everything. So username, email, first name. Oh, okay, that's why. So first name and last name, I did not put in here correctly. So first name, last name, save that. Open up our app again and retry it. Okay, and there we go. We have a user object now. Okay, it looks like there's an unhandled promise rejection. Must be strings. Let's see. I don't know what the response there looked like. Looks like there's a problem. Let's take a look at our view and just see what's being sent back. So this is the create a user view, serializer.data. Oh, okay, that's why. So I'm actually going to pull that out, save that, and I'm going to restart this app, as well as go into the database, and I'm going to refresh this, if I can recall how to use this. Okay, and I want to delete this record. Okay, and write the changes. So now I'm going to register again with that same email address, gmail.com, and we should not come up with an error on this one. And we did not. So that one worked great. So now we can register users. Since I'm logged in now, if I close out of there, open the app back up, I should be able to log in now with that email address and password. And there we go. So we've just set up a register form. Again, styling is not super beautiful, but it works for the functionality of this app, and that's what we care about, is the functionality at the moment. Again, if you like this video, click the subscribe button, click the like button, put some comments in there, and help me get these videos out.